Hello, first grade scholars. I hope you've had a wonderful week of learning. It's Friday and it's story time. Well, we've had a great time reading some pretty amazing stories. I'm going to share my screen with you. Scholars, will you share with me how your day has been going so far? Thumbs up if you've been having a terrific Friday. Side to side if your day's been a little good, so so. Thumbs down if it hasn't been the best day. Thank you for sharing, scholars. Today's been a pretty fantastic day for me, and I'm even more excited that I get to share a story with you. Story time again. All right, scholars, we're going to talk about some of the story types that we have been reading together. Okay, so on last week, we read a story that was considered to be realistic fiction. What realistic fiction is, it's stories that are about things that are made up, but they could happen in real life. So the authors, they take something, an idea that could really happen, but they make up the characters, they make up the places sometimes. Sometimes they even make up the events that are happening to tell their story because they have a meaning that they want to share with you. Those are stories that are realistic fiction. So let's review some of the realistic fiction stories we've read together. The first one was by Ezra Jack Keats, and that story was called Hi, Cat. This story was all about one very important day for our main character that didn't really go his way. The next story that we read was called Brown, The Many Shades of Love. And it was all about how one family describes their lovely shades of brown. Now, we're going to move on to fiction. Fiction. Those are fantastic stories that are made up, that have talking animals, wizards, magic, houses, and castles that might even have walls that can talk. These texts are made up by authors and they are not true. Sometimes you might even see science fiction stories. One of my favorite, all-time favorite fiction stories is called The Little Red Hen. Maybe I'll get a chance to read it to you. It's my favorite because, or one of my favorites, because I read it so many times when I was a little girl over and over again. And I love to be able to change my voice and speak like the different animals in the story. We're going to move on, scholars, to nonfiction. Nonfiction texts, they teach us, they inform, and they explain real things. This is really important for us right now because we are going to be learning about the country that you chose for our Hispanic Heritage presentation. This is really important, scholars, because we are going to learn about the country that you decided to work on for our Hispanic Heritage presentation. So we'll be reading texts that are nonfiction texts all about your country of choice. Well, today I have a nonfiction text to share with you, and it's all about, oh, no, not weird but true. That's not it. But I really like weird but true stories. They're one of my favorite nonfiction texts. They're one of my favorites because they give so many facts in a little small book. I have some weird but true books that I would love to share with you. This one has 350 outrageous facts in it. But the story I'm going to share with you today is about celebrating holidays. And this holiday is super important, scholars. Why is it important today, September 2nd, 2022? Why is Labor Day such an important thing for us to talk about? Yes, that's because Monday is Labor Day. And because Monday is Labor Day, you get a long weekend. Scholars, let's read and learn about Labor Day in this nonfiction text. You ready? I'm ready too. Labor Day. In the United States, Labor Day honors American workers. What started as a small labor union festival in 1882 has become a national holiday. Let's read.
Celebrate.
Labor Day is here. Families enjoy one last summer picnic. They wave flags as workers march in parades. Later, fireworks light up the sky. It is Labor Day. What is Labor Day? Labor Day honors the dignity of United States workers. Their hard work helps America prosper. This holiday also marks the end of summer. We gotta say goodbye to summer. Who celebrates Labor Day? Americans and Canadians observe this holiday. Workers of all kinds celebrate with their friends and family. Other countries celebrate workers on a different day. Labor Day beginnings. In the 1800s, American laborers were poorly paid. They worked long days with no time off. Many held strikes and formed labor unions. In 1882, one union held a festival for workers. It took place in New York City on September 5th. This celebration inspired Labor Day.
13.
Sorry, I keep clicking the wrong thing. It's time to celebrate. Unions decided to celebrate workers every year. They chose the first Monday in September as Labor Day. It became a national holiday in 1894. Here's the timeline for our, what we call now, holiday of Labor Day. In 1882, first workers' holiday is celebrated in New York City. 1884, unions picked the first Monday in September as Labor Day. In 1894, Labor Day becomes a national holiday. That means it's celebrated in every state in the United States. Labor Day traditions. Many businesses close to give workers a day off. Some schools close too. Cities hold colorful parades. Workers march together while crowds cheer. Guess what? Your school's closed too. Some people go to public speeches on this day. They learn about workers' rights. Others celebrate the start of football season by going to games. Many enjoy a long holiday weekend. Families take road trips and have barbecues. They thank America's workers with some end of the summer fun. Well, scholars, what did you learn about Labor Day? I would love for you to go home and teach someone in your family about some new fact or idea you learned about Labor Day. Do you know how you're going to celebrate this Labor Day weekend? My family's planning on barbecuing right in my backyard. Because of my leg, I won't be able to do much cooking, but I could definitely chop, help, and do all the things that make it a fun and wonderful day. I look forward to hearing all about how you celebrate. Have a great weekend, scholars. We're going to have record-breaking temperatures. That means it's going to be really hot. So drink lots of water. Eat fruit that's full of vitamins and water that can keep you hydrated. Until we meet again, scholars, have a great weekend. Bye.